what day it is. Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday morning. Life just gets more interesting as you go. Current events, food pricing, commercial driver's license. You know, okay, here's my thing. If they have a commercial driver's license here in the United States, and they're not an American citizen, how in the world did they get a commercial driver's license? So for the for them to vote, for them to be able to keep these 200,000 commercial driver's license, and they're not even American citizen, okay, well, I'm against that. Because we, by their rule, when we go to, like Israel, you can't speak the language and show them that you can support yourself, basically pay your bills and do all you need to do, and you can't live them. And this is our country that we back up and we support. I have a hard time supporting a country, and I understand what the Bible says, but we're not talking about a godly institute here. We're talking man-made rules. Because in reality, we should be free to go whatever country we want, and we should be able to. I understand the rules, people. Don't come and attack me on, well, Nelson, it's in place because of, and there's terrorists, there is rapers, there is murderers here in the United States. We got gang wars against gang wars. We got gang wars against our own skin color. We got gang wars against the opposite skin color. People, come on. This has been from the beginning of time. You look at the Native Americans. Nobody ever seems to bring that situation up. I have some of that bloodline in me. Could I sit out there and protest against it? I don't know how much I got in me. I still have some. Who cares? It doesn't make a difference. We can make a difference. We can pass these laws a lot quicker. I'm telling you. It's going to come one day the way everybody just says, okay, be on it, man. We've had enough. We've had enough. Let's just do it. Don't even, we just send some secret word message out there and everybody shows up in front of that Capitol building. You're going to arrest us, you arrest us all. Arrest us all. You're going to pass the laws that need to be passed. You're going to reverse some of these Social Security out because it's a joke. Where's our constitutional rights anymore? Why is food prices so high? Why is gasoline so high when we have all this resource over here? We got all these thousands of gallons of oil just sitting here. Containers busting out because they've been sitting so long. So we're wasting oil to keep buying from overseas. Please, somebody explain why. It makes no sense. But yet people struggle every day. More and more people losing their homes. More and more people are sitting, crying out. You're crying out to the wrong government, people. You need to cry out to the kingdom of God. You know, I don't understand sometimes myself why God does what he does, but I have to trust him. Because it's really, some days all I have is God's word. Because, man, I could care less anymore. Because I see how 1 minute somebody's shaking my hand and the next minute how they're putting that dagger so deep in me. It's like, a little bit deeper, please, because the blade's still there from the last person. We couldn't get it out, so we just broke the handle off. You just happened to hit the same darn blade. So why don't you just push it a little bit harder? Oh, wait, that was still your blade. Because you're vicious. War has been happening, people. Look at the Romans. Look at Egypt. Look what they did to the Jewish nation. But look at how the Jewish nation went against God. I mean, really think about it. They gave part of their land to the Palestinians when they weren't supposed to. They discredited Jesus. Surely a prophet. What miracles can you perform? And clueless. I'm clueless still today. Clueless still today why Jewish nation, not all of it, but some of it, still believes that Jesus was just a prophet. I worked for actually twice. I contracted mowing Jewish cemeteries, so I got very, very educated on their ways of beliefs and stuff. Even as a sinner back in those days, I mean, sinner, I didn't care. Work was work to me. You don't want me to mow on Saturdays? Fine. I don't. Is that your day of rest? Fine. What about in the fall when all the leaves are falling? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, great. We can get pissy all night and day. Tomorrow you're going to wake up with all that you was mad about coming into today's times and still have today to add more to it. Eventually your wagon's going to break. The wooden wheels are dry rotted and they're ready to fall apart. It's called preventative maintenance. Same thing you do with your furnace, air conditioning units. I tell everybody. I used to tell homeowners when I went into their house and look at their units and stuff, people in apartment complexes, I tell them all the same, you're going to think this is crazy. But a few times during the summer, turn your furnace on and let it run for a little bit. Why would I do that? It's going to make it hot. Trust me. Come winter time, when everybody else's furnaces are snap, crackle, popping, you're going to have heat. Sure enough, one lady, she was a single mom with kids, and kind of like that whole floor, there was 4 apartments per floor. There was 3 floors. And she came over, she goes, why is it that you never have any work done during the summer? And then we all sit with her. She said, because he told me to do this. He told us too, but we didn't do it. You didn't put the time in, now you got to suffer. We don't put the time in with God, we're going to suffer. We don't give Jesus the respect that he's due, we're going to suffer. There's no way around it. There's no way you could possibly escape. You may think you can. You can't. You can have all Musk's money, Donald Trump's money, Bill Gates' money, not Schumer, Zuckerman, maybe even Schumer. Who the heck knows? It kills me how much money these guys make a year to sit up there and be miserable. Give me that money. I could be just as miserable. But inside, I'm going to be happy. Money don't buy everything, Nelson. Well, I tell you what, I didn't say it did, but it sure does relieve what? A lot of stresses off of us. We had a family member tell us, you can trust this guy. Good guy, really good mechanic. Altogether, was said and done, we paid him $2,000 to do some work on our vehicle with Darlene's truck. And I'm very particular about getting everything lined up for her before I head out on the road. When I go back in, I'm going to have to write down towing companies and stuff like that. We had AAA once, but every time I called them, oh, we can't tow your vehicle because of that reason, or we can't tow it because of this reason. You got more dang excuses why you can't do something that I pay you. Well, you can cancel my contract because I don't want to do any more business with you. If I'm still got to pay for a tow truck, why am I paying you? If I still got to pay somebody a service call to come out, but they're going to lock my doors for free, why am I paying you? It makes no sense, does it? Because we have that security of a warranty, but in reality, we don't have the right warranty. well, I got extended warranty on my engines and stuff. But you ever notice when you go to take it in, nothing that's wrong with your vehicle matches the extended warranty? It's crazy how stupid all this is. You got to pay extra for a rental car. You know, let me tell you right now, Ford should just give you a dang on rental car because it's their garbage that's breaking down. Their garbage that's under warranty. I used to like Ford. I like Ford because of Bigfoot. Let me tell you, I I can't stand the way Ford their engines and stuff. Although the work that was done to her truck, it's practically a brand new truck. Crazy. But why am I telling you all this? Because God, a devoted person to God, God is devoted back. I know she likes that truck. Makes her happy. If it makes her happy, then who am I to take happiness from anybody? If I make you happy, say, hey, I'm in town. Let's go have some lunch. And you got to watch, because I'm a male. That means I'm automatically have a hidden motive. Not saying by anybody here. I'm not saying that. I'm saying by family. My own family crucifies me. That's okay, because you crucified my Christ too. My Jesus. Let me tell you something about my Jesus. Let me tell you what he sacrificed for me today. Let me tell you where he rescued me today. Why do we do what we do? I laid here this morning. My 10-hour break was up. It is cold. And I'm like, God, I'm running off my recap. With some of you don't know what a recap is basically, I'm allowed to run 70 hours in a week. And most of the time, I'm right on the money of it. But if I'm going to run a recap, which means I got to run 8 full days off of that 70. Well, what do you mean, Nelson? You work 70 hours? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But guess what? We don't get overtime. We don't get overtime like everybody that complains. I just worked 60 hours today, this week. Oh, I'm going to love the overtime. I'm thinking in my head. I just worked 70 hours and I get paid by the mile, not by the day. I could put 15, 18 hours in. Doesn't mean I'm getting paid for it. I got paid 70 hours for all the work I did. I tell you this, not for pity. I tell you this to start looking at your lives, to be thankful. Oh, yeah, getting back to God. What I said this morning. See, that's why I love you guys, because you're constantly going, okay, Nelson, come on, get back. I want to hear the God part. I don't blame you. My life is a beat horse some days, I guess. But that's what I think brings a lot of you back. I think a lot of you relate to this channel for that reason. I think a lot of you have that freedom to come on here and speak about your lives, and you won't be convicted. Because if you are, I'll give you my email again. NWROBINS777 If somebody's on here bullying you, or write down their names, I'll go on here and get them off, because I'm tired of these dragons coming on here disturbing everybody. Not so much me, because I expect it. But your family, they're not going to do it to you. Unless you prove to be a serpent yourself. And then I will execute you out of here too. Just tired of it. I do the same thing with my own siblings, my own children. What makes people think that I'm going to sit here and put up with anything else but? And that's not that I'm mean, people. It's not. I mean, if you got to know me outside of this realm that I'm in, and what you know about me, you would probably never believe how I truly am. Not the old me. I'm talking about who I am today, when Jesus came and grabbed me out of that dark place. Anyways, back to I laid back here looking at my clock going, wow. Before I get out of here, it's going to be about 13 hours off duty. Now, again, I'm running off my recap. I got 8 hours today, and part of that 8 hours, I got to do a pre-trip and a post-trip. Pre-trip, I got to inspect my truck, my trailer. Make sure there's nothing leaking. Make sure my tires are good. I do the same thing at night, called a post-trip, because you're done for the day. You went through the day. You'd be surprised. Somebody, it's like, I've had people ask me, Nelson, why do you have to do the same length? I would do about a 15, 20, more 20, 15, 20 minutes at nighttime. And I'm basically just checking my tires, checking the rims, checking, see if any damage comes to the side of the trailer, on top of the trailer. And before I go to bed, physically lay down in the back. Which ain't very far. It's just right through the curtains. I'll walk around my truck one more time. Just listen. See if I hear any air hissing. Could be a line might have gotten busted, especially now that it's getting cold. I drain my tanks out, make sure everything's up and going. Get up in the morning, I'm checking the same things. Checking my brakes, make sure my brakes are going to hold. If I don't do this with God, first thing in the morning, seek the kingdom first, I'm lost. My whole day. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time with God, but not so much Jesus. So my Jesus meter, I got all these gauges up here that I look for my air pressure, my fuel, the DEF, and all this stuff that tells me what's going on, my oil pressure. Well, I got a gauge for God and I got a gauge for Jesus. Well, that meter for Jesus was getting kind of low there. That's why. But I make up for it through the day as I'm driving, just talking with him. Same as I talk now. Doesn't make me better than anybody else. Trust me. Trust me. I struggle the same as everybody else. That depression I went through that I really didn't want to talk about, 4 times I thought about taking my own life again. 4 times. The last time I went, it was so bad. I went to the pastor of the church that we were going to, and he says, I even sent him a message. Not that I couldn't talk to Darlene, not that I couldn't talk to someone else. Really, I don't really have anybody else to talk to. So all he said was, how you doing, Nelson? I said, not good. I just sent him a message. We'll continue to pray for you. Walks away.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left to join the highway.
Walks away. After I sent him a detailed message, walks away. You know what immediately went back to my head? My younger days, when churches were turning me away, pointing their finger the other way at me. But yet they just went to a prison, did a prison ministry and stuff, leading people to Jesus. So the sarcastic part of me comes back out and goes, what do I got to be in a hospital bed or a prison cell? I'm already in a prison cell. I'm already there, but nobody's hearing me. I'm drowning and nobody hears me. And the thing of depression on my end, when I lost the will to do anything. I didn't want to do YouTube. I didn't want to talk about God. I really didn't want to be bothered.
Now turn left to join the highway.
And it was tough. I felt like that caged animal that somebody just basically a Shark Tank. You ever see the Shark Tank when they lower the scuba divers down so they can get a closer look at the shark? Well, in the scary movies of Meg and all that stuff, the shark busts through the cage. That could be possible. I'm sure it's aluminum, and I'm sure that you've got to be out of your mind to go down in a Shark Tank with chub or whatever they call it. They throw in the water and hook stuff to the top of those cages to get the sharks to come to you. No, thank you. It's just some stuff appeals to others and not to me. Depression's real, people. The demonic realm is opening its doors more and more through depression. I seen stuff in my head, in my sight, that I totally forgot about. And I fought those. Many nights I laid downstairs in the basement, well, slash bedroom, used to be slash toy room. Yeah, somebody, Jonathan, I think, Jonathan or Jonas. I don't know. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but I did say I would address it on this video. Yes. The only thing I got left is I'd have to show you. I got a Charlie Brown stuffed animal, a Snoopy stuffed animal, a little tiny CG, and I got another Georgie. And I got my original Georgie. He stays upstairs. But everything else is gone. I sold everything on. All the toys that you guys seen in the toy room, everything. There's a reason behind it. I kept my model cars that I've worked so hard on. Yeah, I worked hard on it. The model cars gave me that opportunity to rebuild cars that I miss. Really, the only thing kept me going. It sounds crazy, but it's much as, and you go through a lot of different stuff. You know, when you see someone out there push mowing a lawn that takes over 2.5 hours to do, stuff that I should be doing, shoveling the snow, and all I could do is sit there. All this stuff finally came to that surface, and it took a pastor. See, Satan knows what he's doing. It took a pastor to slam the door in my face. Not only did he slam the door in my face, but my hands were still in the door, and he crushed my hand. Not in real life, people. Somebody slammed my hand in the door, I'd probably, I can't say that. I was going to say I'd probably react in a different way. Yeah, I don't know. Because lately, a lot of people have been pushing that button back at me again. And I've been fighting that on. And I'm going, God, where am I failing at? Examine me, I'm examining me, man. I'm taking a sledgehammer and busting walls down because I don't want nothing left in me. It's hard. It is truly hard some days to see the demonic realm. I mean, I used to drive down the road and I seen this old farmhouse and I said, there's some lady hanging right there. But the kids are watching and I guess that's the dad that did it. Darlene would just look at me sometimes like, I drive down the road now and I see stuff. I see car crashes and know people are dead because I see them standing there. The hardest thing is people don't believe it. You don't believe it, but you believe demons can attack. You believe Jesus was the Son of God and he was flesh. You believe in the Bible where it says that a donkey spoke. I don't know what you really do believe. I wonder if you even believe if there is an afterlife. Some people don't. Some people just believe you die, that's it. The journey's done. That would be great, I guess. But it's called that thing, that spirit. Where does that go? Oh, well, you're reincarnated. Okay. Let's just stop the conversation because I don't believe in that. Satan's entering in the doorsteps through depression. Watch the signs of people. Watch the signs of this uh, visual attack that's going on. They're showing themselves because these demons need to find a host. These demons need to grab a hold of something quick because they know what's about to come. Satan's calling his payback now. Come on. Look at all I did. I did everything you wanted. Now you're not bringing me any more souls. You're not bringing me anything. Whoop. They end up dead. As hard as it is to sit here and go, well, Nelson, geez what? I never confessed that I was a perfect follower of Christ. That's impossible. Or is it? I believe I got a very strong willpower. I set down a bottle of beer one night, a few weeks before my first daughter was born.
We're approaching the
And I started thinking about her.
miles.
I set that bottle of beer down and I didn't touch it for the longest time. Until Satan come and knocking. And then knocking. And finally, Satan just sucker punched me in the face, and I said, hey, let's do it. Let's do the dance. And anybody truly knows anything about the demonic realm, they'll understand that. I'm not going into that. Because the more information it seems I start giving on that stuff, I end up in the situations that I just got out of with Brandon. I still pray for him. And I hope you guys do too. He's lost. He's lost in a realm that he is sinking in. To sit there and say that I'm laying there bleeding, I wanted to call on a demon. Are you kidding me? And you claim to be godly? I'm telling you right now, if I fall down and I'm bleeding, the last thing I'm thinking about is calling on a demon. Because you call on a demon in that state, you're done. And I'm not picking on him. By all means, my brother, I loved him. I just can't be around it. Can't be around someone trying to play that devil's advocate, and you're not going to use me to open them portals. I'm not doing it. You want to go down there, you want to play with the Ouija board, you want to flip tarot cards, you want to study on it, you go right ahead. You do what you got to do. But I'm telling you right now, when you get so far in there, there's no turning around. You got to understand. Listen to this. I've never told anybody this. You get anything out of all my rambling on about life in general. When I died and went to hell, and I was led back out I went in with a woman angel. She went so far and stopped. That's the one that kept telling me, what is that light? I want to know. No. You Then all of a sudden it brings me out. Yeah, I just thought it was another angel. Today, I know in my heart of hearts it was Jesus. But you got to understand this. I died. Hell was my best. Only reason why I'm out of there because of Jesus. You know that muck I always talk about? I was beyond that muck. There was no way out. That's it. But it's the fact that I cried out. You know, God, you're gonna have to show me your existence. Show me you. Show me that you're real. Show me hell. Showed me something that I would believe. You think he would have said, here, let me bring you to heaven. I wouldn't have believed it. I'm telling you, as crazy as it sounds, I'm being truthful with you. May God stop my tongue if I am not telling the truth. Silence my tongue, cast my tongue into the lakes of hell if I'm lying. But Better yet, throw me into the lake of hell if I'm a liar, a deceiver. If I'm the works of the enemy, then I don't need to be doing anything or speaking to no one. I need to be punished. I welcome that discipline then. Being the fact that I'm still talking, I know I serve a God that would answer that phrase.
5 miles.
Oh, well, isn't that? But you have to understand. Shortly after that, I end up going back to that other house in church for about 2 weeks. Might have been a little over, but I always say 2 weeks because it's still kind of blurry, but I know it was 2 weeks.
6 miles. Right to take the exit.
And then I went back and forth to that house, and I finally just got hungry. But you think about the price that Jesus paid in the beginning going to the cross. Think about Jesus coming and pulling me out of there. Do you ever notice in that storyline how my life started to change and I didn't even realize it?
1 mile. Right to take the exit.
Telling you all this because of what happened a while back when I fell. And literally, if I got a picture of the whole side of my head was pretty bad.
Now keep right. Follow the highway for 48 miles.
But what happened after that, I was laying in bed
Station ahead.
and I rolled over. I sat up, got out of bed. I turned around and I felt really cold. This was not too long ago. I felt like super cold. Like, like you just want to start shivering and the teeth start chattering. I looked back and seen my body still just laying. And I just kept walking. And I'm walking towards where it would be going towards the room, the door that's going into the laundry room. But that door I didn't really see none of that. I just seen a light coming through where the porch would be off the living room. And as I started walking towards that, I guess the deck, you want to call it, I guess that's a proper way to call it a deck. I didn't want to look back. I kept hearing a voice beside there calling me. I didn't want to go back. I just kept walking towards that deck with that light. And it was probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I would gather somewhere in there. I heard the spare bedroom. It's slash bedroom, Darlene's workout room. Because there is a bed in there. And at that time, she would stay up there because I didn't want to keep waking her up. And I heard footsteps. And I stopped. I heard her come out of the bathroom. I heard her go back in there. And I heard that door shut. I looked back. And I seen this little girl sitting at my feet, staring at me. I turned around and I looked at her and I started walking towards her. She reached out her hand and I touched her hand. She said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm done." She said, "Well, you have that right. You can go now and you'll never return. All this will be erased. All the pain, all the suffering." I said, I'm only here for one reason. What is she going to do? She walks down these stairs in the morning and sees me laying here. What is she going to do? I asked the angel to put me back in my body. True story. Some may say it's out of love. Yes, it's out of respect. She's the only person that's ever showed me respect. It's the only person that ever stood by me when all the other crap in my life came down. People falsely accuse me of everything and anything but doing the right thing. You know, I talk a lot to her about things. I said, I don't know if something was to happen to you. I don't know if I can keep the house. I don't know what I.
1.1 miles.
I believe she's sick. I truly do. I believe she knows more than what she tells me. Why she stays in all this healthy food and stuff to fight cancer. And the crazy thing is in this my own sick way of life, I guess, is you don't want someone to leave the earth, but I have to celebrate her celebration when she does go. You know, she survived stage 4 cancer. You just got to have that peace of God. Got to have that. I'm okay. But the thing of it is, people, I'm not okay. I believe I'm better out here, so I'm not a burden to everybody else. I'm out here because it really doesn't matter how long I lay back here at night and cry. I went on there and touched base a little bit about whenever a couple, I think it was Amber and Tracy was saying that, thank God you're healed and partial a little bit. And I think it was, I went back and looked at one of the videos. I got a feed off of something, and my brother, Mud Shark. Now I'm going to listen to Jimmy Buffett today. Because that's what I think of him. That's what I think of Jimmy Buffett. I think he told me once he was from Florida. It's crazy. Our past could have. That's why I like the movie. I'm telling you, as sissified as it sounds, one of my all-time favorite movies. I will watch over most likely any other movie is You Got Mail. You never know who you're talking with. Isn't this kind of like You Got Mail? I mean, isn't it kind of like the same concept? You can get to know somebody more of this way of life than you can anymore. I think you guys know more about my life than anybody I've ever shared with. But one of the things I skipped over, I didn't even see it to be honest, but I just seen it last night. She wanted to know more details of what exactly is going on still with the court dates and all that. Well, we got a court date for this Thursday. I checked my email this morning and a text message yesterday. Walmart uh, put a continuance on it. Yeah. Unbelievable. These people, this is the spiritual attack. That's what this is. Lucifer right now wants to finish breaking my body. He thinks he's halfway mark, which he was. But that's when anybody ever watch Rocky when Mickey says, "Hey, bum, I didn't hear no bell." I relate to stuff to me that allows me to, in a crazy way, continue to get up and fight. But the thing of it is my fight is almost done. I I don't know how much I got left in me. My tank is going on empty. It is not saying that I push Jesus or God out of my life. My head throbs all the time. It's hard to sit there and concentrate on trying to read, trying to open up something. The only thing that keeps coming back to my head is, and it's scripture, but it's not like full scripture or something. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Your rod, your staff thou shalt protect me. You lay me down in green pastures. You prepare a table before me in front of my enemies. Lord, you have showed me the world. You have showed me heaven. You have showed me hell. You brought me through difficult days that I didn't think I had anything left. When I was weeping and crying, you picked me up and carried me. You laid me down on that solid mat. You held me in your arms and would not let go when I asked you, just let me go. And you looked at me and says, if I go, will you go with me? Yes. Then don't ask me to do something that you don't expect me to do in return. And I said, Lord, I'm just a bum. I'm just a nobody. And he said to me, no, you're a somebody to me. Let me tell you, you hear those words, you think, Mickey, how could you ever fall into a place? Because I'm human. But I have enough faith that I turn the battle over to him. Because I can't do it. I literally can't. I am drained. I fight daily just to get through the day. I went in there to pick up paperwork yesterday. Took 45 minutes for somebody to come back to the window. And there was a guy that kind of cut line, but I didn't care. And I had to wait for after him. And then the pickup numbers, none of his stuff matched. Go figure. By the time I got to my truck, I couldn't even lift my legs and get into the truck. It was a bad rest of the day. You, I never understood the bright light when they said, some people say, the bright light, you relive your life. A few nights ago, before I came back out, so it would have been over a week ago. This is my, what's today, Tuesday? This is my second week out. And I've seen everything in my life. Everything that was left that I didn't repent for yet, that I forgot. It's that examination. Glad Jesus showed me those things. Because the last thing I want to do after going through this is to live an eternal life in hell. I can honestly say all that I've been through, that fear is a trembling fear. because I didn't think I was able to ask God for forgiveness for what I did. That demonic realm is a sick, soul stealer. What the world is this? Oh, it's a bad day for him. So I come to this in life. I'm just cutting anything out of my life. It just brings me pain. I I remember telling you guys a while back about going to the cemetery and burying stuff with Jesus, not physically, but in a vision. And it was some people that I knew because they bring the biggest pain to me. And you have that kind of anger, don't understand moments with family members, friends, even a spouse. I refuse. I I think back the other night. I was thinking back the first time Darlene and I how we got together and stuff, and even at that time, if I would have known what her youngest daughter and my youngest daughter was up to, I would have never went. I didn't want to bring somebody into a psychotic relationship because I know what was capable of having what was capable of happening with my ex-wife, and I didn't want to bring anybody into it. But to turn the table was always my. I do take I take blame for the stuff that I allowed to happen, and I just got beat down. Even then, Satan will beat you down. When I know the stuff was happening, yes, I turned a blind eye to a lot of things. The money I didn't care about anymore. I didn't care about finances. I didn't care if I came home the lights were on. It wasn't my problem anymore. Life wasn't my problem. That's what happens in a godly life. What happens when you're yoked to. I say it all the time. I know everything from the last 15 years. Not everything is my fault. But I feel like because I explain myself a lot. It's like when these visions and all this stuff take place, and sometimes I know that I say stuff, and it's like I know that I know, but then I'm being told I don't. I've never said it. It's like slithers of glass just falling. I've seen myself falling onto slithers of glass and just ripping me apart as I hit it. Because I'm starting to think, am I really not saying this stuff? Am I really that far gone? Because that there is the scariest part of it. That there is you're so close to that gateway of no return. And that's what I was trying to tell Brandon. And you guys don't know what you're doing. I can't go back to that. If I go too far into that, I may not return out of it. And it has nothing to do with Jesus. It has nothing to do with my faith with Jesus. It has nothing. You may say, Nelson, then why would Jesus? Jesus isn't. Jesus is standing there going, please don't do this. Could he rescue me again? Maybe I won't have the opportunity to talk for him. See, Satan wants me done. Lucifer tells me all the time, you're disgraced. You played the game, but you didn't finish. Notice what I said when I first came back to Ohio a couple of years ago, and I ran into a guy that I used to play Dungeons and Dragons with. Hey, Nelson, dang, is that really you? Yeah. I got your figure. I put a spell on him and put him to sleep. You want to come back and play? And for a split moment, man, I was like, wow, I love that game. Then I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, what? See? That split moment. This is why I testify. You get out of a drug rehab, you get out of an alcohol program, and you go right back to where you came from, and you're not strong enough, you're going right back and playing the devil's game. I spiritually put you to sleep. Awesome. Thanks a lot. And I said, well, why? Well, I wasn't worried about you dying because you wouldn't have died, but I didn't want your territory to be taken. I forgot about it. Good point. When you're in the demonic realm and you gain your territory, it's yours. Even in real life, people. There's warlocks who will go to like a borderline, like you're coming out of West Virginia, going into Virginia. You gotta cross that border, right? Same thing with the realms. Warlock won't cross another realm unless he's invited. But then he still knows his place. But he's still able to help, assist, if asked by the warlock that has that realm. Same thing in heaven. Everything I tell you is mockery of what God did, of what Jesus was sent to the earth to do. You lay God's ways and Satan's ways, well, Lucifer's, side by side on a table, and everything Lucifer does is a copy of God. He just does it in a sinister, nasty way. Look at Halloween night. I said darkness. And they found those people that was going to go shoot up places and kill, blow up stuff. They got a tip. They went there, arrested the people. It's beyond me right now. I don't see how people cannot see what's going on in this battle because you physically can't see them. They said, no, you get to see stuff. That's so cool. No, it's not. You know what it's like to see a demon standing next to somebody and you're how do you, I don't know how to tell you this, but you got a demon attached to you. When I do share my life, I have people throw the book right back at me sometimes. My second oldest sister, I told her I read the devil's wife. Oh, I still get it thrown at me. Thanks. Well, where were you, sis? Where were you when I was sleeping on the street? You wouldn't let me stay there, but you let your husband at the time, brother, come stay with you. He was accepted there, but I wasn't. But I was okay to come and stay the night when you want me to babysit. You know what, Nelson? You live in the past. I'm over that stuff. Oh, because you don't want to apologize. But I'm supposed to apologize. If I offend somebody, I should apologize. That's what Jesus expected. Satan, dare them talk to you like that. Go over there and mix up something and show them what you can do. And what's that going to solve, Lucifer? It'll teach them to mess with you. Silence their tongues. Make their skin age when they go into these tanning beds. Make their hair start to fall out and they're dyeing their hair 20 different colors. These are your people. You want me to fight back revenge onto your people. Have you not known me long enough? I don't care about any of them. I don't even care about the fallen angels that were thrown out with them. Started to say something else. That's why sometimes the tongue, I got to let's grab the words, throw them in the trash, grind them up to a wood chipper, spread them in different places so the words can never be formed. Some of you are probably going, what in the world does that even mean? Well, you can always ask. I'm glad you did. It means when that language, got the spiritual language of God, which some people, majority of people will say it's talking in tongues. And you're going to go back a few seconds what I just said. If God people can speak in tongues, so can Lucifer. There is a demonic realm tongue that you can talk codes, and anybody that really actually knows it will stand with you. And then in their thoughts, your thoughts, and anybody else's thoughts that starts coming into the mix, you can hear, we can talk to each other. You may think this is crazy, but it happens in heaven. Sometimes I'll be walking by and I see somebody on the other side and I'm having a conversation, never opening my mouth. Believe me or don't, you will one day when you get there. And I just ask God for a split moment that He allows everybody to remember some of the stuff I'm talking about as it's happening in front of you. It's once you're washed, you're renamed, and given a beautiful white robe. You know, we're all going to have beautiful white robes. Think about it. You ain't wearing no designer dresses. You ain't wearing no Rolex. Your titles goes right out the window. So you people that live on these titles and you people think that you're high society, you live in this $1 billion mansion looking down at us little people. Well, us little people keep you employed. Us little people that don't have the money, we go and watch your movies. We stream them. Us little people listen to your music. Us little people get hurt at work, so you surgeons can fix us. That's why guys like me can't get fixed because of the cost stuff. Why I have a hard problem with the illegal people coming here and getting all this medical and all this dental, and we can't afford it. You can't get medication because of this garbage. They're giving them thousands of dollars on a card. I was up in Michigan, and I watched these Mexicans come in. That's all I can say. I don't know their name, but they were Mexican. They came in. They had a card. They had the EBT card with it. And another one came over that spoke a little bit more English, and they're like hugging each other. And well, look at all the stuff I'm buying. Some of the words I understood because I worked for a guy from Puerto Rico. He owned a landscaping company. He also brought over now some of the stuff from Puerto Rico, their language, and some of the stuff from Mexico. They speak the word. You say it, it offends them. That a word will offend them because it means something totally different. Same thing as I bring up all the time the F word. It's a slang word, but it means so many different things. That's why I go, I don't understand why people get so upset by a word. Did you hear what he said? Sometimes when I throw the words out here, oh my gosh, man, what would God think of you right now, Nelson, what you said? Okay. What did I say? You said that word. Okay, go back. They even gave me the part of the video. I said shit. Okay. Did I offend you? If I did, I'm sorry. But how are you coming against me by saying that word? Okay. Would it be better if I said poop? That's my bad word. We make it a bad word. Show me in the Bible where it shows me a list of bad words. It is a letter put together with harsh, stupid meaning. I love you. I hate you. I despise you. Isn't that the same as hate? I can't stand you. I don't want to be around you. You're useless. You're the biggest mistake I ever had in my life getting with you. You wasted my life. Jiminy Cricket, why don't you just leave instead of ripping me down more? You ever stop to think why people got to make, because you got to feel better about yourself. So I'd rather be punched in the face than listen to somebody's words sometimes. Because you look at what I say, that's what disturbs you, not where I came from. You can't see how God's changed me. You can't see how I'm standing here confessing I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. For once in my life, I'm totally lost. I'm that sheep running out there, running from the wolves. I see Jesus, but I got to go back to where he is. And I'm better at sometimes helping somebody else solve their problems than I am my own. Because the truth of it is, confess in front of the Lord Jesus Christ, I'm a coward at times. I lay my tongue down. I lay the sword down and I become the man again. Because I'm tired of confrontation. Not in the way people think. I'm tired of confrontation because the way I am right now. I feel angered some days. I vision what's going to happen. It just happened a while back. I visioned what would have happened if I would have continued on. I ain't worried about my body hurting at that point because I know it's a demonic power that comes over me. Look, I had times that I would get strength from saying a certain chance. That is what scares me more than dealing with people. That is a darkness you just can't get out of sometimes. I didn't leave Jesus. Jesus didn't leave me. I didn't leave God, so don't think that. But there's a reason why I'm standing where I'm standing right now. Why I'm going through what I'm going through, and he won't tell me. And that's where I get a little frustrated. If I've not been a good servant, if I not went on here and did what you told me to do, I remember, Darlene, months, maybe even years. You need to do this. I don't want to. And then I start thinking, well, I don't want to be swallowed up in a great fish either. And today I'm glad I did it. Today I'm glad that you come back to listen. It's almost like a storybook. Because I told the Lord last night, I'll throw it all on the table to him. Because this is the last run. I believe he's coming soon. And you don't ever hear me really say a lot of this. I believe the time is close, people. I really do. I don't want you to go to hell. I don't care about me. I don't care what you think about me. You can think I'm the biggest idiot biggest liar out here. I've been called it all. I've been called Satan. I've been called Lucifer. I've been called a bum. I've been called useless. I've been called a nobody, not worth. Thank you. I wish I was never born either. I wouldn't have to go through this. Taken away from God. What is God's purpose? What's his plan? What's his reason? Got to have a purpose. Got to have a plan for it. And he's got to have a reason for it. Not my words. He told me that. How dare you come against my perfect plan and reason? You don't know why I have you where you are. Go finish what my son has asked you to do. I opened the tablet the other day. Well, what he calls the books. I opened one up the other day. And is it not important for you to do what I ask you to do? Yes, Lord, it's very important. I'm just can't take any more of the backlash. I want to retaliate instead of using the word. I ask you to help me more with this. When I stand there for a slight moment going, how dare I even speak like this in front of the Lord? And I've had people ask me, do you really talk like that? Yes. Because they made me. They molded me. They're sculpting me. Jesus has me today as he's molding me what I am today. You can't see how Jesus has taken that ball. Remember he said it was like a jackhammer, chiseling off the pieces. Then he was taking a hammer and a chisel. Then he just started squeezing it because he had to break all that hardness off of me. And then he had to take it all and get it all nice and moist again and ball it up and stick it back on that potter wheel and start spinning me slowly. Any imperfections he was pulling out. I never said I was done. I don't even know how Jesus got time to deal with you guys, to be honest. I'm a train wreck. Nelson, you put words for power. I'm just speaking the truth. You have to know to understand. I've told you before, I do not go to someone that is of knowledge but don't know how to do the work. I believe that's why a lot of you come here, because you can relate to what you're going through. You can feel the pain. You can feel the heart. You can feel the words coming out of me, the pain that comes with it, because it's not fake. Nobody can fake this. If that's the case, Hollywood, here I am, sign me up. But that would be deceiving you. Deceiving's of the master of the lies, the evil. I'm trying to lead you out of there, not there. I wouldn't try to trick you. Hey, follow Jesus, because the more you follow him, the more you become like him. The more you become like him, you start examining yourself. You start throwing the books away, the movies away, the CDs away. You stop hanging out and having lunch with people. Your girls' night out at these crazy places that you go to. How many of you think back at summer parties and stuff back when that was a thing? And somebody always seemed to have a Ouija board. I was a scared little boy growing up. I was scared of everything. The world made me an outcast. And Satan used that for his power. That brotherhood of brothers that I knew in that house is all I knew. Love, bro. And these fake churches and these fake Christians. Why I say, if I had to pick out characters in the Bible, I'd put myself as Saul become Paul. Moses and David, because my heart is devoted. Once someone gets into that, what I call the wall, I allow that door to open into that behind the wall, and I allow you to stand behind the wall with me. Not that it really matters, but I'm going to tell you anyways. If I put somebody there, I'll die protected. And that is true. It's a sacred place for me that I don't allow too many people. I got to keep pushing people. Got to keep moving. Pride isn't done. There's a lot of things. I also go to God. Just let it all go. Got the boat the other night. Well, I told you I cut the strings and everything drifted away. Got in there and I seen my dreams. I just went, took the knife from my side. I actually had a knife in the raven, but it's still a knife. It's right here. Oh, you can see it. But it's cut my dreams away. And I said, that's what you have. Then bring it back. Otherwise, let me forget it. As I watch him sink and sink and sink into the darkness of the water. But going out to that grave and burying stuff here, I'm busy. But if you're not willing to strip yourself, relax your mind. I've always said my hardest decisions in life was the right ones. Can't stay that. You hurt this and you hurt that. Really? You have no idea. I'd rather suffer myself than to hurt somebody else. That's the type of person I am. Some days that scared little boy comes to me. And that's what keeps that fight. One day, one day, this will all come to an end. Maybe it's a big dream. I don't think it's a big dream. The things I see, the things I speak, God spared me. Satan wanted me stopped. But God knew where I'd be. Got to understand. God knows our timeline. Lucifer's using love to do it. Once you understand those two things, you can't change somebody, people. I know it's exciting sometimes when you that relationship back with a child or a sibling, or maybe even a friend. And you slowly start to understand why you're no longer be around the people. There's even days I felt like I failed you guys. Did I react in the right way? My thing was, all I was trying to really show you guys, you don't have to be afraid of a demon when it possesses, when it manifests itself, not possesses itself, when it manifests itself. You don't have to be afraid of it. You can cast it out. That's all I was showing you. The power of the Lord is powerful. We have the ability to cast out demons as long as we believe in faith. I don't recommend going to do it unless you're really 100% sure, because you could slip up real fast and Lucifer's got you. Look at The Exorcist. Proven fact right there. I use that movie a lot. Look how fast the demon changes. And the old man kept saying to the young priest, "That's not your mother." It sounds like my mother. And now I'm just here. This didn't happen in the movie. Well, it sure does sound like my mother. I think you're crazy. That's my mother's speaking. I know my mother's passed away. Really? Was she a Christian? Devoted to God. Stop. How then is that your mother? Because if that's your mother and she's in hell, buddy, I don't know how else to tell you. She sure can't manifest from heaven into a demon. She's in hell. How dare you say? And then after they think about it for a minute,
keep right onto Interstate 81.
then it is true. No way that's possible. No way it's possible. But Hollywood can make you believe whatever you want. That's the power. It's the power of that dark web. It's the power of that sinister stuff. And now they got Pennywise back in the It series.
Keep right onto I-81. Now keep right.
Oh my gosh. It just doesn't end.
Follow the highway for 162 miles.
People are talking about this like it's the greatest thing ever. And all I'm doing is shivering inside going, yeah. I remember a time when it got in the house there when I was younger. I take the trash out. And when I mean take out the trash, I mean take it to the curb. Trash man comes, guys, hopefully the guys that I work with also runs the cans down there, and he was seen doing it. He got punished. My punishment was there was this room, and I mean, I know what it was for, but why? I guess why that certain kind of animal was in there. This is why I'm terrified of spiders. I never used to be. I picked things up, tarantulas, anything. I didn't care what. I didn't care if they're venomous or not because I couldn't kill me. They bite me. I don't care. You can't kill something that's already dead. I had to go into that room, and the spiders are crawling all over the place, crawling all over you. You're just trying to hold your nostrils and uh, kind of cheat first. I knew somebody told me where they were putting me, and I took toilet paper and I shoved it down inside my ear canal. That's the creepiest feeling in the world. The reason why I say that because if you ever have a tarantula walk on you, that's how I feel when I was growing up and demons would grab me. I feel that presence. That's what I felt like. All these spiders just everywhere. And all I did is maybe hate them even more. Maybe hate the guys that I was in the house with. More of us than them. Well, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're talking this and you think they can't hear us. You know they hear us. Think about what I just said. We're at work. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have drones back then, or did we? Couple. Just didn't happen overnight, people. How long have we truly had them? In the 80s, Michael Lang talking into his watch to kids. The car drove by itself. Anybody ever find this stuff like Jetsons talking to a doctor on his, even though it's a cartoon, talking to the doctor on a screen? Rosie the robot cleaning their house. Now we have these AI robots that can do all this stuff. We got robotic lawnmowers, robotic pool cleaners. The song keeps coming to my head. Hotel California. You check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. That's what you want to keep walking toward, to keep going. Because those people that you think are your friends, those people that you think are your family, are going to be nothing. Nothing to you in heaven, nothing to you in hell. Is it worth it? Right. I'll get fuel. Right, whoa. You got 9 miles. Maybe I'll come on and do another one, but I don't know. This really tore a lot out of me today. Do all the machine. Yeah, as if you could see it. Don't go, yeah, I don't have the camera up there. What I want to do. I just want to be one of Jesus' sheep in the field back there. No worries. They run freely, knowing the wolf can't come and get them. That's what I want. You know, part of examination is confessing, asking for forgiveness. I just want to ask anybody that's watching this video, just happen to see when I put my knife down there, it's a future for you. First of all, I just want to thank you. Second of all, if I've ever offended you, if I've ever crossed the line in whatever way you think or thought, something happened and you don't understand, whatever it may be, I apologize from my heart. There was no hidden motives, no true intention, whatever. I just speak what I speak to. And I give you my heart. I don't know what God has in store tomorrow. Truly do. I used to say all the time, Darlene passes, I just give up myself. I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do anything. Think how foolish that is. I don't, it's now I'm playing God. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring us. But we have today. I'm going to use it to truly search myself. I'm the only one really to do it. In reality, I would just like to gather about 1,000 people and say, tell me how you feel about it. The likes, the dislikes, How do you see me as a godly man? How do you see me? Do you see me as a demon from hell? How many bloody police stations do we need on the road? But as always, I'll try to glance down and see some of the names on here. But I wish this would go over into the actual video comments, but send out stuff to YouTube and I give up with them. I thought about just going on Rumble and just staying on Rumble. I finally deleted it. It's I have nothing but problems on Rumble. Not just downloading stuff. I don't know. But sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. I don't feel comfortable on Rumble. It's like even the few videos I got up. I mean, some of them I took off of here and I put on there. It's just something about it. I just don't feel. I don't know. I almost feel like I'm not in their league. That's a way to feel, I guess. I don't know. It's just I just feel like I don't belong there. This is where I belong. YouTube pretty much gives me now whatever they don't censor like they was. Maybe because what I spoke, if China really does own it. If that's the case, then why is China blocking anything I'm saying? Because most of it's about the United States and how stupid we are. And China finally sat there after the process for a bit and goes, "Yeah, well, this guy makes a lot of sense. Why are we censoring? I'm not coming against China. But you know why I'm not coming against it? Because look how many people live there. They go off the rules. You can only have so many kids. They live there. They don't have to be there. That's the thing of free will. So if they live there, I gotta assume it's not that bad. Russia. All the horror stories you hear about Putin. Maybe Putin is a hard person to be with. But I tell you what, he's been in office for how many years? They obviously trust him that he is not going to but these are the days when you go, and I wish I would have just started rolling at 4 o'clock this morning. Would have been through this. Oh well, it's what it is. Can't change what I didn't do, and I can't change what I did. I can't change what I did. Because yesterday taught me a lot. Today teaches me how to deal with it. See, I don't move past today until I learn how to deal with what happened to me yesterday. Then once I learn how to correct that and deal with it and make it not happen, then I start thinking about today. And that's the love of God. That's the power of Jesus. They protect me until I figure it all out. And some days I think I have it figured out, and I say, "Hey, is this right, Jesus? Not this part. Let's sit and think some more." Notice I don't ask Jesus, "Well, just fix it." I didn't learn it. Everything I've learned by listening and doing, tearing cars apart. I had no idea what I was doing. I One day I said, I was driving down the road, and I had a Oldsmobile Compass. Guy was selling it $200. So it doesn't run. The engine's blown, man. I'm telling you. If you're buying for the engine, think you're gonna have to rebuild it. Okay. That's the first car I ever took the motor and transmission on. First engine I ever rebuilt. See what I'm saying? I learned it by doing it. How did I do it? Glad you asked. I took tape, piece of paper. Every plug I did, I put a one and a one on that plug. Then I did two. Did the same thing. When I put the wiring harness, when I put the engine back in, I just went to the one and one. And I start plugging everything back in. I just followed the numbers until I was done. Fired the engine back up. Happy day. Everything worked. Who gave me that knowledge? Not me. Even then, God was looking over me. That's how I learned how to fix cars. How I learned to put drive shafts and stuff in. Fix carburetors. I didn't have no money. Well, give me time to look. What the heck was that? I can't even see. It's too small. I have to wear glass more. And I don't want to be seen with my hands on there, but there's quite a few comments. Only thing I can say, guys, if you would, go on when this uploads, if you get time, if you want to. I'm not saying, well, I can't see nothing about the crash. That's what I'm about to do. There was a car. There it is. See, I knew I seen something. Just don't move until you're ready. Got a line of cars behind me. I didn't get in an accident. But anyways, if you would, leave me a comment in the actual video when it comes up. Anything that you're
In 200
saying
feet,
here.
turn left onto Oakland Circle. Now turn left. Onto Oakland Circle. Speed limit reduced.
Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not the one who went over the white line. You're a fellow truck driver and you set me up like that.
In 1/4 of a mile, turn left and then turn left. Onto Oakland Circle.
You want to see a scary place? There's a scary place for you. This guy's doing. All right, I'm going around it. It says no trucks, but they have an
In
entrance.
900 feet, turn left onto Oakland Circle and then turn right.
That's the stuff that amazes me sometimes. You just sit here and you go, uh, no trucks, but I have to come through. It's a truck entrance. But then there's a thing written on the ground, no trucks allowed through here. Okay.
In 900 feet, turn left onto Oakland Circle and then turn right.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here. God bless you in more ways than one to sit and listen to me. Let this guy go, but I don't think. I want to make sure you had his room. scarier than backing up in a truck stop. Now what is he doing? Oh, boy. What did I get myself into here? Just need some fuel. Well, thank you, Lord, for not letting me run out. I thank you for this day, and I thank you for all these people that are on here watching this video. God, I just ask for blessings in their life. I ask for blessings over them, protection, whatever they're going through. Hopefully, this video helps makes them really think about life and their thoughts. Most of all, that people do care, people do love them. It's the most important thing that you love them, and they know that. So let all things be done to glorify you. Love you guys. I really do. God bless you.